So I literally just spoke to my camera for like 3 or 4 minutes before I realised that it was not recording, and I would like to say that was the worst thing, but I've actually tried to film this video probably about 50 times now. Hello everybody, my name is Courtney-jai and welcome to my channel. I am so happy to have you here if you are new. I am so happy to have you here if you are old, because that means you stuck around for the 3 weeks that I haven't been here, and I'm so sorry for that. I have been up to my neck with work and college and just generally trying to get some sleep so I don't pass out, and it's been really hard for me. But some good things have came out of it. I have passed my 3rd exam of my apprenticeship, so it means I'm one step closer to becoming a refrigeration engineer, which will be really cool to say when I'm actually an engineer, that I can go, yeah, I'm an engineer, I can fix stuff with spanners and shit. Yeah, I hope that's not a question on my exam. What do you do? I fix shit with spanners. Yeah. Also, another cool thing that has happened recently is that I got the chance to be in 1080 magazine talking about bisexuality, but more so talking about bi-erasure, and I thought it was such a great topic that I could make a video about it. Now, for anybody who wants to read the article, I will put it in the description below. Please have a read. I did actually think about my answers, and I hope they come across as something good and something which will kind of open people's minds, but I don't know. Maybe if you guys could read it, come back, write in the comments below, tell me how well I did, then they might give me another chance, which would be awesome, because I actually quite enjoyed it. But we are going to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is bi-erasure. Now, I personally didn't know what bi-erasure was, so I'm sure a lot of you right now don't know what bi-erasure is. It's basically the discrimination towards someone who is bisexual. And for so long, I have actually felt discrimination towards my sexuality and towards myself, the integrity of me, through people's comments, and it hurts, okay? So I'm just gonna kind of talk about that a little bit. Now, discrimination is essentially bullying, okay? And bullying hurts people. Bullying changes lives. Bullying can end lives, and that's something I want to make apparent. When you say someone who is bisexual is greedy, that could just put the last little straw on the camel's back, and that can break that person. That can draw that person into depression. It can draw them to hurting themselves. It can draw them to even going the full-blown killing themselves. And there were certain points in my life where I had suicidal tendencies. I had to write a letter to my dad saying that I felt like killing myself at one point because of all the bullying I had felt and how I felt about my sexuality, and it was very hard for me to get through. And I'm a strong person, so someone who maybe isn't mentally there and they're a bit fragile when it comes to that sort of thing, imagine what that could do to their life. Now, I wanted to start this subject off with something which was quite strong, and that's why I mentioned that there, because it is so out of light, it's almost in the dark about how bisexual people can be basically discredited online and in life. And one of the ways we see this is in the media today. How many people in the media are bisexual? I think I know of only one celebrity, and I think that's Tom Hardy, I believe. And I'm quite happy to have Tom Hardy as an idol of bisexuality, because many people probably don't know about his sexuality, and I think that's cool. I actually really like the idea that in the media there can be people who are bi and they kind of fly under the radar, but for those who do know, it can give them that confidence to come out and say, you know what, he's a cool guy and he's bi and there's nothing wrong with it. One of the questions I got asked in the article is, do I think that there should be more people who are bisexual depicted in the media? And as I said, Tom Hardy is a very cool guy, and I like the fact that it's so under the radar that he is bi, that it's just cool when you find out. It's like, oh, that's a fun fact. And I feel that's how sexuality should be dealt with in the media. When we start to glorify it, it starts to become more than sexuality, but a ideology, a belief that you have to be a certain way, and that's when people start to follow certain stereotypes, certain tropes. I've been with people who are perfectly normal in a way. They like have one sort of personality, and then all of a sudden when they get with someone else, their personality flips, and that's kind of strange to me, and I feel like that's what a lot of media does to people. How many people have seen a gay person depicted in the media who are very camp, very bouncy, you know their style, they know everything in the media, and then also they're incredibly bitchy? And how many people who actually know people like that in real life? Now take a second, how many people know someone who's like that in real life, but it's completely different when they're on their own? And that's the power of media. That's how a media can transform someone into being something just because it's currently cool, it's currently in fashion, and that's how people are depicted, so I have to act that way. And I don't want that happening with bisexuality. Now, another question I got asked is, do I think that bi-erasure happens on YouTube? And I think that it happens on here more than any other place. The problem with YouTube is that there is kind of like this mask over it. Anybody can be anybody, you know? Unless you're making content, you can make an account, you can write comments, and you can just delete your account. So you can leave all that damage and all those hurtful comments and then act like you don't exist. And that's where YouTube plays a heavy part in the discrimination of not only bisexual people, but the LGBT as a whole, or any other sort of thing what makes someone different. And that's something I don't like. And I feel like the only way we can kind of get past that and be better as people is just sticking as a community, telling those people who are writing those comments that, you know, maybe you should think of it in this way. Instead of going at them with hostility, let's try and educate them. Because those little ideas can build up to a big idea, and that big idea can change how someone thinks. I know in the past I have thought certain things, and then someone's opinion has changed the way that I've looked at a situation, and has made me a better person for it. Also with that, why don't you guys write in the comments? In fact, I want all of you to try and address this topic in the comments and tell me what you think about it, because I find it very interesting. I find sexuality and individuality and trying to find your own identity really interesting. I think that's the end of this video. Now, I don't want to drag it out and start talking about loads of things. If you do want another video like this, I can and I will talk about it. But I felt like this video shouldn't be as linear and sort of should just be me talking, because I like to address you guys as a person rather than this content creator. I feel like YouTube kind of hides that people are human, and I wanted to have a more human response to you guys. But do you guys like this style of video, or do you want me to make videos like I did before? And how did you feel about the topic of this video? Put that in the comments below. I'm going to say love, peace, and chicken grease. Thank you for watching, and for anybody new, thank you for being here. You're awesome. I'll see you next time.